Ronna McDaniel. I said it right. I always go for Ronna McDonald for some reason. Ronna McDaniel is out. She has just stepped down officially. She is being replaced by the guy I told you on day one, the day this all came out, would replace her, Michael Whatley. And, or forgive me, she is expected to be replaced. That's who Donald Trump is picking alongside Lara Trump, his daughter-in-law. And I gotta tell you, Lara has been spot on. She's tackled a lot of topics that typically Republicans have shied away from, like the idea of mail-in voting and ballot harvesting. Look, it's legal. We may not like it, but you can't take a ball and just go home, right? You actually have to say, we're going to be in this game and we're in it to win it. So even though we don't like mail-in ballots and there's a lot of things that can happen, that has been well documented and explained. The point is, two can play this game and two have to play. And so as a result, you need to be going out to every single Tom, Dick, and Harry and Sally, Susan, and whoever to make sure that they are voting and that those votes count. So yes, absentee ballots, let's do it. Bring it on. Lara is all about this. Lara's focused on this. And I think that if you pair her, and by the way, her tremendous public speaking skills and her tremendous sway and likability and all of those things with the organizational power. I don't know Michael, but hopefully he's tremendously organized, and you start getting that ground game going, you know what? All bets are off. I think that you actually are going to see a much bigger turnout for Donald Trump in November of 2024 than anybody is currently predicting. I've said this before. I mean, I go back to 2016 and I was like, why is everybody counting him out? Like everywhere I go in the country, people would like lean over and whisper to me, hey, you know what? I really like your show. I really like Donald Trump, but they were afraid to say it. When you look at all the polling data right now, what do you see over and over again when it comes to issues like the economy, when it comes to issues like the border, when it comes to international issues? Everybody keeps saying that they prefer Donald Trump over Joe Biden. And then the big finale, dun-dun-dun, comes, hey, who are you going to vote for? And they all say, maybe Trump. Right? Because you're only seeing a 5% spread difference there. 5% of voters are now saying he's +5, that they will vote for Donald Trump over Biden. I almost said Barack Obama. Imagine, because it feels like, oh, wait, right? You get a continuation of these Barack Obama policies. But they're all saying, I'm going to vote for Trump over Biden. But they're only saying it with a 5-point spread. So again, compare and contrast with how they feel about the issues. You're seeing a 30-point difference on the border. You're seeing a 20-point difference on the economy. They're willing to say that to pollsters. When asked who is better on the economy definitively, they're coming out and saying Donald Trump. When they say, who are you going to vote for? Not so much are they saying Trump. So why is that? What is that about? It has to do with people still being afraid, because you say you're for Trump and it's like, woo, off with her head. So this is important to keep in mind because Donald Trump tends to underperform in the polls. So if he's 5 points ahead now, what does that mean for November? It means that I suspect he'll be even further ahead. He'll be even further ahead, and this is going to be even more devastating than the Democrats could have possibly imagined. I can't believe that they're running this guy. I can't believe that they haven't found Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton or Gavin Newsom to take his place. But remember, he's 81. And he's an old 81. We saw some more clips over the weekend showing us just exactly how 81 he is. And I'm not an ageist. I don't even think it has entirely something to do with age. It has something to do, unfortunately, with his mental stamina, which is not what it once was, if it ever was. I mean, the guy's always been kind of not so quick on his feet, so to speak, literally and physically. I mean, mentally and then literally physically. If you watch him now walk, he's shuffling a little bit and he's forgetting, obviously, really, really important stuff. You have the bombshell out of her who said, we can't even prosecute him for a crime that we believe that he did do. In terms of keeping all those classified documents, we can't even move forward because the jury is only going to see him as frail, weak, old man, and nobody's going to convict him because he just forgets everything. This is alarming, ladies and gentlemen. I think ultimately, and November comes, people go to the polls, and all those independents in the middle, they're sitting there going, It's the old man who can't make it because he may be suffering from dementia, which means I'm really voting for Kamala Harris. And let's face it, nobody likes Kamala Harris. Nobody. Or I go for Trump. So again, Trump wins that one. Da-da-da, check in his column. So the key for him right now is, one, he's got to win. And two, he's got to hope that all of these races around the country go in his direction as well. That's really important, because it's one thing to get the seat, but then you need to make sure that you get the momentum of Congress behind you so that you can make real changes and you can get real things through.